trip with me and hopefully you can see how the hood, suburbs, and Main Street are all connected. Enough respect, I mean, we network across the globe, cause it's a global market in case you didn't know. And since we all about information flow, let me be the first one to welcome you to Tech Zone with Paul Amadeus Lane. Let's talk tech, cause technology changing the game. It's all good in the hood, it's everywhere. Now let's get to the show, cause we live on air, yeah.
Hello and welcome to this edition of the Tech Zone. I am Paul Amadeus Lane. I am so happy to have you with me live from the floor of CES 2017. We have checked out some great technology here, and a lot of people on my social media sending me text messages asking me about VR. What's up with VR? Well, why don't I have an expert join me talking about VR? We're joined by Han Jin. He is from Lucid VR. Han, how you doing, my friend?
Good. Hey, Paul. How you doing?
Doing great. So how are you enjoying your CES, my friend?
CES has been crazy so far. Lots of people, lots of demoing, and I mean, I can't wait to see what's coming out of it.
Absolutely. So what's kind of like your, I guess, funnest part of CES? Is it being here checking out the new technology, or is it connecting with potential customers, potential allies out there in the field? What's kind of the funnest part for you?
I think the funnest part is really to connect with the people here. I mean, we have been working on our project for two years, and finally we have a product which we can show. You know, it's ready to ship, and people are really excited about it. We give it to them, and they just want to play with it.
Absolutely. So, you know, when we look at your company, when did you know this was something you wanted to tackle? Was it something before the VR craze started to come up, and you said, you know what, I can do it, and I can do it right, I can do it better for the consumers out there? What made your company even tackle this? Yeah,
so at the beginning, you know, VR wasn't that big when we started, and Oculus was out there, but there was nothing else, and it was a small thing. But my co-founder created a video of a little baby playing an instrument, and then the baby was crawling towards the camera, trying to touch the camera, and he showed me that experience, and I thought, wow, one day I want to have that for my baby. I want to take a video like that, and we started working on it, and the VR craze wasn't that crazy at that time yet.
Wow. So when it comes to VR, where it stands out today, do you think that the technology now exists to make VR, I guess, viable and to do it justice? Because let's face it, if it would have came out 5 years ago, it probably would have been kind of cheesy, you know, with the VR market and everything. But now, the way technology is, do you think that it made your mission a little easier when it comes to creating a vision for the company?
For sure, it definitely helped, especially when we found out that Google Cardboard came out and it was also accessible to people. I mean, VR is still at a very early stage, but it definitely helps to bring the vision, which is see through the eyes of someone else, which you have captured with Lucid Cam to the masses.
Absolutely. So, you know, when we look at your piece of innovation, you actually have it with you today.
Oh yeah.
And I would like for you to show it to the camera so everybody can check it out. And then see, he's pulling it out. There it is, right there. So explain that innovation right there, my friend.
So basically, we are trying to mimic human eyes. As you can see here, you have two eyes capturing 3D experiences the same way you see the world, and then all you need to do is click a button, it starts recording, and the experience you record is the same way from your first person perspective, like you saw and experienced that moment.
And that's what a lot of people are talking about when it comes to VR, Han. And that is something that you don't have to have this big old thing on your head moving around, blah, 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 blah. Right. But to make it kind of, you know, aesthetically pleasing, if we can say. And you guys definitely have figured that out. And with that design, was that something that you guys really took a lot of time research and say, it got to look cool, it can't look whack, so this is something we want to do?
I mean, consumer products are like that you have to have something which looks sexy, something which you can mount, you can bring out, you can show to your friends. You want to be proud of it, right? And that's what we wanted to focus on. So for us, design and simplicity, those are the two components which made our product look the same way like now.
You know, and I'm glad you said that, Han, about it looking sexy, because it's nothing like, you know, when you get a piece of technology and you think you're cool, you know, walking around in the neighborhood or going to the mall, you're like, yeah, I'm cool. You remember the big brick phones?
Yep,
the My
I
Device
totally
phones.
remember
You know,
that.
everybody thought they were cool, right? But if we look back at it now, we're like, boy, we look pretty lame with those brick phones right there.
Right.
So we appreciate what you guys are doing with your company to make it look nice and look. What's been some of the feedback that you have gotten from ones here on the show floor?
So when we give the camera to people, they say like it feels great. It's so pocket size. It just fits into here and there, and I can take it with me. I don't want to carry too much around with me. I don't want to carry a bag. I don't want to carry a huge mount where I have to put it on. I just want to have something simple which I can point at something, capture something. Those special moments, they float away very fast. You have to be fast. You have to be able to capture it, and that's what they love about Lucid Cam.
And when it comes to the camera functionability, you know, I think we're in the territory now of uncharted waters where we want content, we want it to look good, we want it to feel interactive. I mean, think about this. Let's say we have a grandmother or a relative who can't make it to a wedding. So we have the camera, we can take some cool shots. They have this. It's like they're there, Han, and I think that's amazing. Did that go into the process of putting this together so that ones can feel like they're there looking at something?
Yes, that's for sure. I mean, the vision is really to enable and empower other people to create content, but also like to have you experience something through someone else's eyes. You may face limitations like money or physical limitations or distance or whatever it is, right? You can't be there. You can't, do the activity you want to do. But with our camera, you can relive that activity, or you can be there and really experience the way you wanted to be on a roller coaster. You want to be at that wedding which you missed, and something like that is very unique to us.
And when we look at the content that you shoot on there, does it go to a cloud? Does it go to, let's say, an SD card? Where does it actually go and get stored at?
So it stores right now on the device itself. So we have 32 gigabytes of memory on there, but you can expand it with a micro SD card, and you can also live stream directly into your, Facebook feed or any monitor, however you want to design your experience.
Wow. So you mean I can go Facebook Live VR
Yes.
and trip people out? I can do that, right?
Yeah.
That is so cool. That's so cool. What's been kind of like, let's say, the most unique things that the ones have done with this device out there? Because I know people probably do some crazy things. I have some friends out there. I do not want to see what they would do with this device. I definitely want them to get it, but I don't want to see them do the crazy things. But what has been kind of the most interesting things that ones have done with this device?
So last year when we ran our crowdfunding campaign, our team was saying like, hey, we have to do something crazy to make it more exciting. So I never jumped out of a plane, by the way, but my team said you should do it. And so we mounted the device on a helmet, and I jumped out of a plane, skydived for the company, for the crowdfunding, and it really took off afterwards.
And how did it feel? Explain that to me. How did that feel? But
it was incredible. I mean, I think it's like 15,000 miles, and I was just so afraid because first we went to 7,000 where the first people jumped. I was like, oh, let me go, and nobody wanted to let me go. And then, oh, we're gonna go higher, 15,000, and then suddenly we jumped out. And that experience now we can show in VR to everybody, and they feel the same, nervousness I had when I was there, looking down, looking, how deep it is, and then jumping with me out of the plane, seeing like how it feels like to be skydiving.
And you know what, Han? I know exactly how you feel. A few years ago, I was at E3, and some of the guys at Oculus wanted me to try the VR goggles. Now, I haven't stood up in over 20 years since I had my spinal cord injury. But it felt like I was standing, I was walking, I even got like the butterflies, in my stomach. So, I think this VR will open up a whole new world for ones like myself who are not able to experience the motion like we used to, and I think this is incredible. And what's kind of the I guess, the weirdest thing that you have seen someone record, and did you feel like you were there in the moment?
Oh yes, I mean, like for example, another thing which I didn't do is really diving, right? Going deep in the waters. I'm not trained for that, but we came out with a waterproof case when we plug in our Lucid cam, and so someone really dived down 40 feet, checking it out, and then came back up. And that experience for me underwater was incredible. I want to do it too. I just need to find the time.
There you go. And Han, before we let you go, is there anything else you'd like to articulate out there to the audience, to the viewers, and to explain Lucid VR and some of the cool things that you know? First of all, I love the shirt. Now, where's mine? I know I'm a big guy, so I'm gonna need 4X or 5X.
No problem.
But it's cool. I'm digging the logo on the shirt, man. That's branding exquisitiere. You know, I made that word up too. So, anything else you'd like to articulate?
Yeah, sure. If you want to create content and you're excited about creating experiences you want to share the same way you see it, get a Lucid Cam, because it's so easy to use. It's like a GoPro for 3D virtual reality, and it tells the story from your first person perspective. And now you can show anybody you know, and your family, your friends, someone you just want to excite about virtual reality, how it looks like to be in your shoes.
And Han, there is one other thing I'd like to ask you. I said one more question, but it's going to be another question right here. Do you think that when it comes to VR, because I love VR, I'm a big proponent of it. I think it's the next big thing. Let's do it. Let's have some fun with it. Do you think ones will not want to come out of that virtual reality and not the real reality? Because let's face it, man, our real reality sucks. Even though we have good times and everything, but just to escape, do you think people want to stay in that virtual reality? What's your take on that?
I do feel like we are getting there, and the better the technology becomes, the better the experience becomes. The more you want to stay out of experiences. You want to experience something which is great. You want to experience something which you haven't been there before. And for the long term, I do think that people want to be there, just want to have a different life. They want to zoom out, they want to break out, and they want to just experience something which is beyond their capabilities. And so virtual reality is definitely something for that. But I think what's most important is really to give people the empathy about how to empathize through the eyes and the experiences of someone else. And that's what our vision is about, because we believe that if you show people what's possible in this world, they will break through their chains and make it possible too.
You know what, Han, that when you start articulating that, it just changed my whole view of a lot of things. Because if we've heard the expression, if you walk in another man's shoes, you understand they're experiencing pain.
Yes.
Man, now we can do it.
Yes.
With VR, and I think it's awesome. And Han, great talking to you, my friend.
Thank you for your time.
We love to have you back on and to chat.
For sure.
To chat more about Lucid VR, some of the great things that you're doing. And why don't you give the website and all your social media out again, okay?
Sure. Our website is lucidcam.com, and you can pre-order your camera there for $399 now. And our Facebook and Twitter, you can find it as LucidCam, or on Twitter at LucidCam_CAM. And we would love to hear from you.
Awesome. Han, great talking to you, my friend.
Great talking to you too.
All right, so when we get back from the Tech Zone, we'll talk about some more great things happening here on the floor of the Consumer Electronics Show 2017. I tell you, Lucid VR, check it out, like them, follow them. I think this is great. This is awesome. I can't wait to try it out. And once you try it out, hashtag me, tweet me, do all the great things. We'll be back after these messages.
Hopefully you can see how the hood, suburbs, and Main Street are all connected. Enough respect can